Hi there, Dead Ideal Boy here, and we are back with another video. This time it is from Race B, the daily races. It's Group 4 at Fuji, and the first part of this video is going to show you another display of absolutely shocking driving from one driver in particular, the Portuguese driver in second place in the grid, Luis Dicinio. Now, this guy is on a one-man wrecking ball to destroy a lobby, and you're going to see just how bad this is. It's absolutely shocking, and he's the reason why we should have the ability to get players banned more easily than we do. Firstly though, we're just going to clarify my part in this race, which was to start on pole and basically sort of speed round, unaffected by anything. But I knew from the Delta that what was happening behind me wasn't normal, because I was just pulling away and away. You can see the Delta going up sort of 5, 6, 7, 6. I mean, having done a few of the races before, there was no margins which were bigger than sort of 2, 3, 4 second wins, and that was as if you know, there was sort of fights for second and third going on, but there was just something I could see in my rear view mirror, and that there was, you know, something not right. Anytime I looked back, I could just see penalties all over the place. So yeah, we get my part of the race out of the way. There we go, I've won it, and you'll see the Portuguese feature of this race. He finishes in 4th, but I mean, it's not a straightforward 4th place finish. So firstly, here we're going to see the race from the Brit in the P3's position, because he's got our Portuguese friend directly in front of him. You can see obviously I'm in pole and I'm about to get round turn 1 with no issues whatsoever, and that's kind of my last involvement. So, and it's a crazy swipe across, but that's not at all. Look how much the Portuguese driver is trying to force the Brit off the road there. Now, he picks up a 1 second penalty for his trouble there, and he's caused obviously chaos between the front 2 or 3 drivers here, and now they're coming up to turn 2, and look at this, he just shoves the Brit off again, absolutely no regard, and picks up another 3 seconds worth of penalties. So he's got a total of 4 seconds worth of penalties now. So skipping forward, we'll see him serving his penalties as he tries to swipe somebody when ghosted, tries to swipe another driver whilst ghosted. Now he's unghosted and he realises this, so that gives him the chance to, send someone off the track again. So it was a kind of failed attempt, but the mentality of a driver who is going into lobbies to do things like this, it's beyond me. And you'll see that somebody tries to cut the inside and he's absolutely not having any of that. But looking back, you can see the chaos he basically caused. So I'm looking back from P1 and I can just see, like I said, a sea of penalties happening. So he's managed to get back round here. He's picked up another couple of seconds worth of penalties, and he's just going to attempt to ram this guy who ghosts out. But I mean, he's so intent on the other drivers and getting them off the track that he almost takes himself off there, just in a desperate bid to stop them going past. I don't know. Who knows what's going through the mentality of these drivers' minds. File this guy under Momoz for would rather ram people than race. And what baffles me as well is the guy's starting in P2. So you think, put your head down, race, get a good finish, get a good rating, but no. Anyway, as you see there, look at the DRSR, it's incredible when you see it like that. It's just absolutely baffles me. But yeah, he was a mentalist, so if you see him on track, then be very, very wary of his driving ability and what he intends to do. So moving on into the feature race of the video, and it's a cracking race featuring some really, really good close race battles up front. I'm starting in P2. We've got one of the friends of the channel, Mohammed, starting in P3. And we know he's fast. He's actually, when I was streaming on Thursday night, he was starting in P1, P2 because of his quality time, and he was, you know, very quick. I couldn't get near him. But I managed to get myself a couple hours practice time and managed to set myself a better qualifying time. I got myself down to a low 143.8, so I was starting further up the grid and obviously starting ahead of Mohamed. So we've got Zaggy, the Frenchman. He's gone against the grain and went with the Viper for this particular race, so that's a bold choice because the McLaren and the Jaguar were by far the most popular cars because of the pace and their ability around here. So yeah, I mean, I thought to myself, well, the guy's qualified with like a 143.4 qualifying time, something like that. So yeah, he's obviously got a lot of pace. Maybe he's just trying to make the race a bit more interesting by going a slightly less OP car for the track. But what it did do was it allowed us to put a lot of pressure on him from the start. You can see we're well on his tail from the get-go, and I just thought to myself, if I can just stay with this guy until we get on the straight, then we could be very interesting going back down to T1. As you can see, we are handling this McLaren really well at this point. As I said, a couple hours worth of practice makes a lot of difference, and it's probably good advice for anybody out there who spends a lot of time time trialling but not actually racing. Nothing can beat actually get out there and racing, because you can have some of the best time trialling, but if you don't put it into practice on the track against other drivers, you won't improve. And that's what I find, getting out on the track and racing on the live streams is really helping me, because it's putting me under pressure to actually race as opposed to just trying to set good qualifying times. As you can see here, coming down the straight for the end of lap 1, look how close we are. We're side by side. You can see from the radar it's going to be close all the way down to turn 1. It's just going to be a case of who's got the nerve now. I didn't know how good the stopping power of the Viper would be, but you can see here we managed to outbrake it. We get onto the apex nicely. You can see Mohamed coming into the picture there, just edged out round the outside. Good clean racing though, absolute contrast to what we just witnessed in the previous lobby. And off we go now, P1, and I'm trying now to shake off the Viper, but what you will find as well, or what I was finding, was that it's far easier to follow somebody and be in the slipstream and get the advantage of that than to lead, because you've got no, you're one eye on the car behind, so you're kind of semi-defensive with your driving, as opposed to the aggression you can show when you're chasing down somebody. So we're going to get around this corner a little bit deeper than we would have liked, and you can see Zaggy is right on our tail again. You can also see from the minimap that Mohamed is still well there as well, and we've got the driver who's very quick as well, Jadex, in 4th place. He's going to be well involved as well. So it was a pretty scrappy last sector there, and it's a very difficult sector to get right and get hooked up. So we come through the last corner onto the straight again, and we've got the Frenchman well and truly in our slipstream now. This was just going to be another drag race down. He's got the slipstream. It would be whether or not he would have the pace to get by the McLaren, and that was when the Viper, you can see he comes out of the slipstream and he's not making any ground up anymore. So I'm thinking to myself, if we're into the same situation, we're going to be going down to turn 1 exactly like the last lap. Again, it will just be a case of who can break the latest, and we managed to hit the apex absolutely perfectly once again. Zaggy just falls back into the slipstream, so he knew that we had that corner and he wasn't going to lunge or dive bomb, which was sensible racing. And again, just shows you the difference a good clean race with good clean drivers can make. It actually makes the game fun when you can find a lobby like this, and yeah, I was delighted to actually be in a race like this. So yeah, what I would say as well, just as we sort of go around the last half of this lap, we have smashed the 600 subscription barrier now, so big, huge, massive thanks to everybody who has subscribed so far. I hope you're enjoying the live streams. We're having a lot of fun on them, watching me bin it quite a lot at the time, to be perfectly honest with you. If I'm not fast, I like to think I'm at least semi-entertaining when it comes to my commitment to actually racing. So yeah, big huge thanks to everybody for that and everybody's support. So if you haven't subscribed, feel free to hit that button. It's free and it's painless, I can assure you. So here we are back onto the straight for the end of lap 3, and we're in the exact same situation once again, where Zaggy is coming out of the slipstream and trying to get past. Now, crucially, he has now managed to get his nose alongside, so that is going to play a big part, because now you can see we've got Jadex, who's managed to get past Mohammed. He's now in the picture, and he's got the run. He's in a McLaren, so he's going to come up the inside. We're going to go 3 wide round turn 1, and we're going to lose out to both. But we've also got Mohammed also making a move up the inside. We've just managed to fend him off, so we could have went from P1 to P4 in one corner, but crucially, nobody touched each other, and nobody got a penalty, which was brilliant to see. But I've certainly not come out of that well, because I'm now battling to try and remain on the podium, and I know Mohammed is quick, and I know he is really good at chasing somebody down. So I'll be honest with you, at this point I wasn't so much as thinking ahead, because I was thinking, yeah, I'm just going to have to defend. I've kind of at this point given up on the top 2 positions. You can see in the radar how close Mohammed is, and I'm going very defensive into the tight hairpin here, and we managed to really take it very well, and it fends him off. But here we just run a little bit wide, and we just got a little bit of wheel spinning. Mohammed senses a chance. There's a little bit of contact there, and I think Mohammed sensed that that could be his best and final chance to try and get past me. And there was a little bit of contact, but then we go a little bit wide here, and we lose a little bit of momentum. Mohammed's now got one last chance. Can he get the cut back onto the final corner? We managed to park it pretty well on the apex and get the power down. You can see Zaggy up ahead went very wide, and it's very easy to do that, so you've just got to be careful on the power. Mohammed's in the slipstream, but we can see the finish line ahead, and we know that he's probably not going to have enough as he pulls out, and indeed he doesn't have enough to get past. So a very, very tight finish here. Thanks to Mohammed for the clean race. Shout out to him, and it was just a fantastic race all round. Pleasure to be a part of a lobby like that, as opposed to the first lobby, where we were fortunate enough to get away from the start and avoid the madness. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what PD can do about drivers like that. When you see their SR and their DR, you know, you shake your head in disbelief. There's obviously a lot of players out there like that just aren't, you know, they don't want to race, they just want to destroy everybody else's racing. And I don't know if anything can be done in GT7 to make it a better way of reporting these drivers and getting them off the game. Who knows? You know, I mean, we can report drivers, but nothing ever seems to be done. Momoz is a GT Arc. I've done videos on them in the past, and you know, it just seems to be they remain all, you know, just remain untouchable when it comes to things like that. So I don't know if anybody's got any suggestions, feel free to comment. But yeah, that concludes another cracking week of daily racing. Monza was tough, I did not enjoy that, hence there's no video on it. It would have just been me crashing a lot. If you check back on my live streams, you will see that. But failing that, thank you very much for watching. Hit a like and subscribe on the way out, and I will see you all on the next video.